The first thing that comes to mind for me when I'm talking about Scott is he's tough. I mean, tough. I know he's tough because I'm his older brother. So, initially growing up 5 years older, I was a little bit of a ruffian myself, so he got the business of it. So I know exactly how tough he is up until the time I moved out of the house, after high school. And that tough from a physicality aspect of it, obviously, but then also mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, just tough. To me, like tough defined as like, hey, no matter what's going on, taking all the hits, doing everything, and just still have that drive to continue on. You have to be tough to continue under the circumstances that I know he walked through. And that was always one of the things that was the most impressive for me. The other thing, another word would be like his work ethic. Who joins the military at 17 years old, has the ability to do 2 years in the 82nd, and then immediately go to Special Forces selection and assessment course at, 21 years old. I was 25 whenever I did it, and here he's that young doing that piece, and that all came from just work. We had, and particularly talking about Scott, his work ethic, like I said, all through military career was crazy, but when we got out, when he got out, it was even double, if not triple. And for all the regular reasons, hey, it's in a new environment. He had been institutionalized, for all that time, like coming out into the world, requires huge amounts of effort. He had his own business, paying their own bills, trying to get all that started, transitioning from the military. One of the things that kept all of that going and, food on the table, literally, for his family, is just incredible amount of work ethic. So another word I would use to describe Scott is teacher. He's also an awesome instructor, but anybody can instruct. Public speaking, give a few classes, you're good to go. You can instruct on information. But the ability to teach, to transfer the knowledge from one human being to another, and they can put it in action immediately, like teaching defined, like, hey, and he has that, I will say it's a gift, of being able to do that, of having that gift to teach whatever information that he has in his head, and it's all through life experience, and transfer that to another human being. And I watched that happen from, he's the only guy that I know, especially whenever it came to in the military expertise, which his was explosives, could sit down with a PhD level scientist, and talk all the scientific talk about chemistry and everything that goes with explosives, and then teach one of the lowest end guys, on the team, or how to implement what this doctor had just said. So the ability to gather information, translate it into something that he knows his audience, the language that his audience speaks, is an absolute gift, which only comes by tons and tons of hard work, and we've been in instructing, Scott's been in teaching positions for years and years in his life. So again, anybody can take a course and become a teacher, but have you lived what you've taught? And his ability to teach what he has lived is what people will get. The next one is extreme loyalty. He's always defined in who he is, what he is, where he's at, and where he's going, and who he's going with. And whether that be, the fierce, relentless loyalty in the family, but also if he chooses to be loyal to you, because, that's not anything we take lightly. A lot of people use that word, but, with him, it's not a word, it's a way of life. And I've seen his loyalties be tested by me and never faltered, ever. And then I've seen that throughout the community, and it demands loyalty back without demanding it, because it's just so big and so in your face. It's like, how can I not be that also?